Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So it's almost December, so it's natural that we got our second Autumn of Agony fight, and it's Prowler. The good thing is, it isn't that bad. A lot of people expected worse, and it actually can be kind of fun fight where you really need to manage the tempo, make sure you do not overshoot with the power, alternate your specials, and deal with 52 other things. So, I'm going to show you guys 3 solos, valid for each and every single one of the objectives, suggest your best counters, as well as break the fight down. So let's start with just that. So, powerless. When the attacker is immune to power drain, power burn, or power steal effect, they lose 30% of their max health. So you do not want to be immune to power modification, basically. Then, when the attacker's power is drained or stolen, they lose 1% of max health per 3.3% of the power lost. That effectively means you do not want to have any extra power when you activate a special attack or when the power drain will hit from the other node. It means when you get to the 2 bars of power, you effectively want to activate them. You never want to get to 2.9 bars of power or 1.9 bars of power. You want to get to 1 bar of power and then activate special attack straight away, for example. On the Prowl, when the attacker gains a bar of power, they are special locked for 1 second. This is actually making fight significantly more annoying, because you can't immediately release your power and then you need to make a decision whether you carry on with your combo, accumulate more power, or just wait for the next opening. Now how you can't see me 3, so every time you parry you get falter charge, you get 7, and you get long falter on yourself. Resonating Aegis special attacks. This is the one that forces you to alternate your specials. The defender gains an indestructible charge every 30 seconds. Up to 1. When the attacker activates special attack, reset the timer and remove 1 charge. If the same special is used twice in a row, add 1 charge instead. So it just means that you want to be using special attacks. Otherwise, this fight would be super easy if you just, didn't use specials at all, effectively. But you kind of have to because of Plague Mind. So, attacker's power is drained every 30 seconds, which is actually very good that it's every 30 seconds, not like 15 or 20, or this fight would be absolute nightmare. This effectively ensures that you have just about time, typically, to build to level 2 with any average champion before your power gets drained. Then you have Energy Convert. When the attacker charges their heavy attack for 0.25 seconds, the power is removed. For every full bar of power removed, you gain 100% Fury, passive for 18 seconds. You actually will typically not use this to gain the Fury passives. You can use this to dump any extra power that you have before Plagued Mind hits. And that means, you take damage because of the node above. So this is the way for you typically to empty out your power meter. And then we have Quick Spark. If the defender is not struck every 6 seconds, you get incinerated. And that's fine. That Incinerate is very weak, so it just makes Prowler more dangerous, but you can actually get a bit of willpower healing from that. So, first fight is not going to be the greatest fight breakdown, because it's CGR. CGR is a Cosmic Medium champion, the first champion that I picked for my first objective. And CGR is not a great example of this fight, because he not only has the abilities to bypass the miss, he's also quite nukey, and he has no power and no problem getting special attacks before the power drain gets you. So in this fight, I'm going to go for level 3 first. As we can see here, I'm going to bait out that special attack, make sure he has very little power remaining. And then I'm going to wait for the Plague Mind timer to just about expire, activate my level 3, and have fun with that afterwards. So I'm going to go for level 3, get that Fury. He is, power locked, special locked, all that good stuff. And I am just going to build up to my level 2 for some very nice amount of damage. You can punish Prowler's heavy attack after the first hit as well, if you are quick enough. Or you can punish it after the second attack, but obviously it's at time. I did it after the first one. Now I do have the Vigilance buff active, so I could effectively punish his special attack. You can actually punish Prowler special attacks with every champion if you know the timing. There is a very delicate window of opportunity for you to punish Prowler specials with any champion if you're extremely precise. I do not recommend that because it can go south very quick. And here we go. He's down at 18%. I'm at 82%. I think I will make a mess of this at some point soon, but yeah. The most important thing is you do not want to spam the same special attack multiple times in a row. And that's it, really. There's nothing else to it. So here I get to level 3 because I wanted that Fury back. And then I'm just going to need to finish out the fight. You can do level 1, level 2, level 1, level 3, and level 2, or go however you please. You know, I did want to get that massive Fury up, because it kind of seemed like the better strategy, I guess, at this point, but you don't have to do the exact rotation. If you're a very good CGR player, you can do the massive aptitude rotation as well. But yeah, this was fairly straightforward. This is, however, not going to be the case for some other champions that you use, especially if you do not have the ideal options. So here, I'm going to be using Gamora. That is a rank 1, unboosted, unduped 7-star Gamora. I actually did this on stream. I did a solo on stream with a 6-star rank 3 Gamora as well. There's a challenge from one of my viewers. So I did get a solo with a 6-star rank 3 Gamora live on stream too. So the key reason why Gamora is kind of good for this fight is quite simple. As long as she has 8 buffs in total, any kind of buffs, she ignores Falter. So you can be as aggressive as you can, and that makes the fight a lot easier. Other than that, it's just typical Gamora playstyle where you want to throw your heavy attacks to refresh the buffs. And luckily for you, you can heavy punish both Prowler's level 1s and level 2s. So, past that point, this fight is kind of like very, what's the best way to say, focus oriented. You just cannot make mistakes. Other than that, you are bypassing the Falter. You need to alternate your special attacks, manage the power bars, all that stuff. And if you do that, you're going to have a very good time in this fight. So again, we can see that, for example, here he activates his level 2. I am heavy punishing it without problems. I get that Incinerate, but that Incinerate is doing hardly any damage to me. So I actually get some willpower heal back from that. Now I'm going to have to try and get to level 2 in order to remove that Indestructible, which, you know, he occasionally and eventually will get. And yeah, so now I have 2 bars of power. Again, I'm just going to find an opening, which it is right now, and I get my power drained, which is fine. And here I do want to get in a parry, but I didn't. But luckily, you can also heavy punish his heavy with the correct spacing. It doesn't always work out as simple. Obviously, using Gamora, Relic is a huge help. So a higher star rank Relic is very nice to have to get, you know, extra opportunities to be throwing your heavies. And now that's just, you know, all there is to it. I just want to make sure I do not have too much power every time my power gets drained, whether due to Plague Mind or when I use special attacks. I am completely bypassing miss, so I can punish all the Prowler specials. I can parry as much as I want, even if I get that long 7-second falter. It will not affect anything in this fight. And here I'm just making sure I get to level 2 quickly enough. He gets the Indestructible, but I remove it. And as we can see, the Prowler is getting absolutely cooked. And yeah, 40k crit on a heavy, not bad. Have the armor breaks on, just going for full combo, 30k medium crits, life's good. And the final one for medium-sized Avengers. So this was, Gamora was an objective metal size S. And now we have medium Avengers. And Photon's also a very, 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 very good option, primarily because you have no issue alternating in between your special attacks. Photon also can parry projectiles, so you will have much easier time parrying Prowler. In addition to that, Photon's mediums bypass miss, or when she's in hard light form, all of her attacks bypass miss. So, it's quite easy. Here I did make a mistake and I dropped my level 2 wells that I still had Falter on, because without the hard light form it did not bypass the miss, but you know, we're good now. And with Photon, ideally you do want to bait out Prowler's level 1s most of the time in order to make sure your charges last as long as possible. But, you know, besides that, life's kind of good. There's not much issue. Just punish those specials, pause your charges. You will realistically have to ramp up a couple of times. But again, the fact that you can parry him easily, the fact that you can bypass miss, makes this fight significantly easier. This fight is 100% also skill-based. There are quite a lot of things to juggle, but you can do this with a ton of different champions. It's just, you know, if you do have something to counter that miss, it's going to be much, much easier because you can be more aggressive and faster, and you have, you know, a couple nodes less or a couple abilities less to worry about. And yeah, in typical format fashion, this fight is effectively forcing you to cycle in between your level 1s and level 2s if you do not gain any extra power, and forcing you to be aggressive enough to get, you know, to 2 bars of power in between the cycles of the Plague Mind. That's about it. As you can see, you know, Photon's doing a very solid job. There's no, you know, special secret. I did run out of my first set of charges, again, perfectly fine. I am, you know, just not paying the most attention to having the max damage output possible or trying to do this fast enough. I am just making sure I do not make any major mistakes and that I do not, you know, fall for the falters and then get punished for missing. And here we go. Slowly but surely, the Prowler is going down. This is a very kind of control-based fight. Now I have the, you know, falter on me, but again, because I'm in hard light form, not really suffering consequences of that. Do get a solid amount of willpower heal from that incinerate here as well, which is always nice. Drop my level 2 just before my power gets drained and punish his special to pause my charges. We're doing solid amount of damage now. I'm building up to my level 1 in order to again reset the indestructible timer and, you know, fulfill the requirements of the nodes. Taking a little bit of damage as the fight goes along because I'm not exactly, you know, metering my power bar, which is fine, you know. And yeah, now we can see that the Prowler is getting absolutely destroyed there in the end, especially by Photon. I should have just finished the combo, really. I don't even know why I didn't, but, you know, fine. He's about dead now. So that is it. That's the Prowler fight. So what are the best options? And here we go. So for size M Cosmic, I'd say CGR is probably the best option. Then we have Nova, Sim, and Arcus, and Adam Warlock. I haven't tested all of those matchups. I know that it was fairly finicky with Superior Iron Man to manage your buffs and stuff, but Arcus should be quite good because he gets power drain for less, and, you know, he has natural power gain. So, same as Adam Warlock. Might be a bit trickier with you being unable to punish his specials, but should be decently good. Size S Metal. Ironheart was very solid. In fact, my first solo for size S Metal objective was with Ironheart. Angela also can bypass miss, and she's great. With Vision apparently worked very well. And then I have heard the solos from Stacking and Spider-Man, as well as Valkyrie. And when it comes to size M Avengers, Photon's by far the best one. Quicksilver has also very, very capable abilities of bypassing miss mechanic, and then realistically Iron Man and Ant-Man both should work just fine. Those would be harder fights because they cannot do anything about the miss, but you should still be able to work it out, especially because Iron Man's quite tanky. Ant-Man's playstyle also kind of like supports, you know, the level 1, level 2 rhythm, as well as, you know, you should be able to drop your heavies and, you know, have a decent enough time. Let me know, what did you guys use if you already did this. If this video was helpful to you, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the good buttons. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have